Hello everyone, this is Adventure 4904. Welcome to my channel. So I've been trying to do this video for this new aircraft for a while now, since it first came out, but I've been bogged down with my IRL job. So here it is. We have the Boeing 247D by Wing42 that was just released a few days ago, and I must say that I am in love with this aircraft. Although I'm not a big fan of tail draggers or even old aircrafts, but because of the technology that they have, that they put into this aircraft, it's amazing. So I had a chance to fly it for a few days now. Firstly, it was not easy to get accustomed to the way to start the aircraft, but I've picked up some tips and tricks from the other YouTubers. So in this video, I would like to show you a bit of this aircraft, what it's all about, and do a short flight from Santa Monica, which is KSMO, down to a very short flight to Brackett, which is Kilo Papa Oscar Charlie KPOC, just to look at the features of this aircraft, or in this case the Boeing 247 Delta. Here we are in the livery of Chevron Standard Limited. It comes with other liveries as well, so just click on liveries to show you some of the liveries that it comes with. The United Airlines livery, very plain kind of look. We have Lufthansa livery, and they have the Chevron livery, Pennsylvania Central Airline. We got Precipitation Control Company. We have Líneas Aéreas Mexicana, United Airlines, it's 9041 livery, and then the Empire Airlines. Okay, I'm going to choose the Chevron livery today, and it's going to be the same thing anyway, so we'll just fly this aircraft today. So again, let's jump into the aircraft and I'll show you some of the features, couple of the features, and let me just show you to you. Okay, here we are. We have started from flying from KSMO, which is Santa Monica, flying towards KPOC. It's only 45 nautical miles. It probably takes about 16 minutes. Right, here we are. Okay, it's a twin engine Pratt & Whitney engines, and it has a very large wing, and it doesn't have any flaps though, so no flap setting before takeoff, and those huge tires and the retractable undercarriage. When you have installed it, please look into the community folder and find the documents that comes with it. See whether I can show you the documents here. Jump into my community folder here. So under documentation, you will have a couple of PDFs. You will have the performance file for the little nav map. If you use little nav map like I do, you will have to load in the performance data if you want to. Yeah, it also comes with a radio station database for your little nav map. It shows you two things. Number one is all the radio stations if you want to fly using the radio station, and also, and this radio station means for navigation, but also there's a radio station for you to listen to songs, which I'm gonna try and switch on a little later. It comes with the manual and then some tutorials for you to do some instrument, or tutorial for you to do some flights, and they also have some worldwide facility charts. Let me just show this to you. There you go. Right, it comes with the chart of all the radio facilities throughout the world, and it comes with all this Morse code, I suppose. You can have that. And I was talking about the radio facilities PDF. There you go. Very nicely done, very authentic looking. Comes with all the frequencies that you can go through. Very interesting. Yeah, although they are actually a small theme, but I'd say that they have done a fantastic job, right? So you can look through that as well. And the price wise is very inexpensive for me. If you ask me, it's just US $20, just under $20. So I'll jump into the aircraft quickly. All right, so it comes with the clipboard. Very authentic. I like this. Yeah, old school. And they have several pages inside there. Of course, you have your performance and limitation, weight and balance, engine startup procedures, maintenance, all system, radio equipment, and additional information. So if we just jump straight to the last page, you can see that the team that created this aircraft, right? These people. You've got Otmar, I can't pronounce his last name, Pamela, Zach, Eric, and then Don Spence. They also have this feature of this prop-electronic engine that bypasses MSFS or Asobo's engine, and they have their own one, which is kind of nice. And the sound effects, or the sound that comes with the aircraft, is amazing. It was powered by WWISE. I would suggest you to actually go through the manual itself, because there's a lot of things inside that you probably need to know when you want to fly this aircraft. It's very interesting. You have to really be interested in taking care of the engines and all that stuff. Yeah, let's jump here. It shows you the characteristics of the aircraft, the payload and everything, but do pay attention to this part here, the general characteristics of the takeoff, the manifold pressure and the RPM that you have to set before takeoff, during climb, and also the cruise. So just remember 2002, 2001 and 2000, and then you got to set up your manifold pressure using your props. Your fuel consumption is over here, and it even tells you when you have a problem with your engine. So in one of my flights recently, when I was trying this aircraft out, I had a fire on one of my engines, which is on my left engine, and then after extinguishing the fire, because it comes with the fire extinguisher here. There you go. The aircraft comes with the fire extinguisher, and I did that, and feather the aircraft, feather the props as well. So, but you only got one chance to put out the fire. It's either one or the other, right? You have no chance. So, as I was flying, I also had a problem of losing my other engine for no reason. So I had to do emergency landing. If you want to look at that video, it's available on my channel. So for this one now, a couple of tips that you have to adhere to. Number one is, keep the window close position, I would say, because the engine does sound very loud. They are very loud engines. So I just open up a bit just to hear when my engine starts, and then even to the other side. Yeah, although you can just open up them fully, but I just have them cracked a bit so I can just hear the engines. Otherwise, they'll be very, very loud. The other thing is, if I go to this page, you can load up. You have your charts here. You have your left tank fuel, which is bigger than the other two on the right hand tanks, and then you can top it up by just clicking on this plus and minus sign. We also have the left tank, we have the right tank, and also an auxiliary tank. This is the right tank, this is the auxiliary tank. Full right aux, or this is the auxiliary tank, and this is the main tank. Yeah, so they split that into two. Then we have our oils, oil top up. You can top up your oil over here. We got passengers that we can put in. Let's put in, let's say we put in 6 passengers for this flight. We've got the baggage. So let's open up a few doors. We got wheel chock. Let's put them on. Passenger stairs. Let's put them in. So we've got the passenger stairs here. It'll be there in a short while. Maybe we'll have to open the door first. So I'm just going to check everything here. Passenger door, baggage cart front, loading platform, front cargo, baggage cart, rear cargo door, ladder, and then the right engine ladder. So we can have a look at that. That's all done for us. This door will open up shortly. There you go. That's for the cargo. Then we got the ladders, which an engineer will come and crank the engine so you can start the engine. We got a front cargo door, which we can load up with bags shortly. We've got this old school or authentic looking carts. Well, this aircraft was from the 30s, so even the paint job is also in matte. Alright, so let's load up with some stuff. So if you change your fuel quantity and all that stuff, you have to click on the make it so the engineer will come and sort it out for you. In this case, I will probably want to look at the next page first. And there you go, you got your battery compartment, and then let's go switch on the battery compartment, and then the gear fairing. So where are these things? So the battery compartment is between the right engine and the fuselage. There you go. You can have a look at the how the battery compartment is. And there are some batteries inside there. And the wheel fairings are this stuff here that you put on your landing gear. These are the wheel fairings. Right, so I'm not sure why they are there. Maybe to make the aircraft go a little faster. I do not know. I probably need to find out. Or maybe we can just put them in and we do have to, raise the carriage, undercarriage. I'm not sure. So you can have that. I'll just switch that off. and then you have your engine malfunction. So if you want to be true to realistic kind of a pilot, then you probably need to switch on your engine malfunction. I'm not switching them on today, because the last time I switched on my engine caught fire and all that. I'm not sure why. Maybe I need to spend some more time on understanding this aircraft. All right, so next page tells you all that you can top up according to the temperature of the airfield or in this area. Right now, if I close this, you can see that the temperature is about 60 degrees Fahrenheit, right? So if I bring that guy back in, so 60 degree Fahrenheit, you probably need something like SA30, which is we have now, right? We have SA30 here, so you can do an oil change, you can do a top up if you want to. If I do a next page, you can see it shows you how to utilize the radio equipment for your navigation. So if you're using VATSIM, you can use the squawk code and the mode all here as well. Okay, so I've done some changes here. I'm gonna load up some cargo. So I'm gonna just go down to the forward cargo. We're just gonna put some baggages, maybe about 100 kg of baggages, maybe some on the back. Put there, right? So that's not going to happen until I press make it so. So if you notice that I still don't have any cargo inside here, all right, until I press make it so. So let's click on make it so. So you will see a pop-up of a card of the engineer's face here as well. There you go. So now they're doing their job. They are boarding the passengers, and then this is Howard is actually loading the mail, and Heinrich is actually boarding the passengers. So you can see that there's some stuff coming in there slowly, even the rear cargo as well. You see the baggage on the ground here in the cart, and they'll be transferred into the aircraft. Amazing, isn't it? It's just so cool. So the front cargo has been loaded up and been locked or closed, and once they have boarded the passengers, the deck door will be closed and the stairs will be removed. Still waiting for the aft cargo to be put into, so it's still processing. While we wait for that, we might as well go through setting up the aircraft for engine start. So we have a couple of levers and switches here that we have to play with. So it's very important for you to make sure that you shut the aircraft down properly, or do a proper shutdown, because the aircraft remembers the state, the previous state. So let's say if you have moved your fuel tanks to maybe left or right, if you don't put that back to off, it's going to be in the same state. So when you start the aircraft, you will not be able to start the aircraft at all. You will have to flick everything back in a way to back and forth for you to be able to start the aircraft. So I found out the hard way. So I'll click down here to remove the yoke. A couple of things here. You have your parking brakes, which I have a Bravo on my table here. So that's my Bravo, which I've assigned one of the keys to for my brakes. Okay. The other thing that you have to remember, if you have a Bravo, your starter switch on your Bravo, or sorry, on your Alpha, needs to be either deactivated or you have to put them on both, right? So you have this starter switch on my Alpha is either put on both, or you just have to deactivate in the settings. So just look out for that. So I've disabled mine, so it's not going to affect me starting the engines. All right, so let's have a look at the stuff here. Obviously you have your selector, manifold pressure. So if you want to check your manifold pressure, is either one or the other. This is the manifold pressure gauge here. There you go. This is the manifold pressure gauge. Just zoom that in. You can see that we have the white area is going to be the safe area. The red area is going to be the dangerous area. So don't go beyond that. For takeoff, you have to put to 22 manifold pressure. Hang on, I might make a mistake. For takeoff, you need 36, 32, and 27, 29, right? So 36, 32. So for takeoff, it's 36 on the manifold pressure, right? Just at where the white is going into the red. And then after takeoff, for climb, set for 32, and after which you go down to under 28. Just keep it down there. The same goes for the RPM. Yep, shouldn't be going too high for the RPM. Alright, so let's set up the aircraft for a departure. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch on obviously the engine selector. You can use your left or right engine to start. I'm going to start with my left engine here. Yeah. So I'm going to put that to the left, and then this is going to be your prime pump, the main valve. So I have to switch that on. And then if you want to check your fuel quantity, these are your fuel tank quantities. You have your in gallons fuel left tank, and this is the right tank together with the aux tank. So you just have to pull it out, and then it goes back and shows you what's the quantity on the left tank, which is about almost 95 gallons, and we have maybe slightly more on the right tank because we have two tanks, so about 60. Oh no, it's a different gauge, right? So it has about 65 gallons in there, right? Okay, then we have to jump to the fuel selectors here. Okay, I'm going to set to the left tank for now. You will have to switch the tanks as you go along. If you have if you're on a long journey, you have to switch the tanks if you want to go. Right. On this case, for the I'll switch that to both. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm going to start the left engine. So this is the engine that we are going to consume the fuel from. Next, we are going to go into the throttle. So I've got if you look at my Bravo, I've got my setup for my props. Yeah, and we'll put the mixtures to full, and then we'll crack open a bit of the throttle. You have to put more than 10%. In the manual it says 10%, but I suggest you to put more than that, because otherwise you will have the fluttering of the engine and it will probably die off. So I'm going to put that somewhere around there. Okay, that's okay. Right, so we have to then magnetos. Yep, switch on the magnetos here. Right, so I'm going to go on my both magnetos and switch on the ignition over here. Okay, so we've got our tanks all set up. Ignition is on. I'm going to switch on my battery. This is the battery switch. Configure that on my Alpha actually. Okay, so this is what the procedure is to start the engine. Number one, we have to prime the engine. So I've got set my left engine selector. I'm going to prime the engine. Let me bring the clipboard down because we need that. So I'm going to view in this manner because I can always see my the gauges of the stuff. So let's have a look outside, see whether everything has been closed, and then the ladders are there for the engine start. Just to remember that we have the chocks enabled, so we can actually remove the chocks now. Right, so let's jump to the page to start the engine. So I'm going to do a primer for 3 or 4 times, 1 2 3 4, and then I'm going to switch on the electrics for this one. My battery is on. That's my switch for my radio, which we don't need for now, and we're going to click on wind up flywheel. There you go. In this case you can see closer. Right, attach the starter crank, and the crank will come in shortly. You have the ladder there, and then the crank will come in shortly, and we have this virtual engineer which is going to turn it for us. And I'm going to click on wind up flywheel, and while that's happening, it's winding up. Yep, slowly but surely. We'll have to make sure that the oil pressure goes up, so I'm going to use this wobble pump here to bring it up. There you go. Yep, the wobble pump will have to bring the fuel, and it goes down, so you will have to keep on hitting on the wobble pump, okay, till it goes up. Okay, and then this one will highlight the mesh flywheel, so click on it. Okay, we got the left engine started, and we're going to start the right engine. So I'm going to keep my RPM about 1500 RPM. It's about 1200 RPM. And let's start the right engine. You can hear how loud that is. I'm going to close that for now. So wind up the wheel. Wheel is winding. It's the wobble pump. Okay, engine number 2 started. Okay, we'll put the clipboard away. And we'll switch on our taxi lights. Make sure that we have chocks taken off. Yes, we have. And let's call for pushback. Brakes off. So in this aircraft you have to use differential brakes a lot, because it's hard to maneuver this aircraft using just your rudders. Just close that door over there, I mean the window. Yeah, that's much better. Alright, so let's see where we are supposed to be taking off from. Is there a windsock somewhere? Looks like there's no wind. Yep, let's go runway 21. So you have to use in combination of rudder and also the differential brakes for you to maneuver this aircraft. Right, clear for takeoff. I'm just gonna put this back in this place. Landing lights are on. Okay, just before that I want to make sure that we tune in some radio, listen to some music. In this case we have a radio station which is close to us, 570. So 570 should be here, channel 3. So band 1, let's change the band to band 3. There you go. And then let's look for 350. Let's look for 570. There you go. Right, music is on. For the departure we are going to take off in runway direction for until about 1000 feet, and we're going to turn left heading of 070. Right, so let's calibrate that. Our departure is 2121. There you go. Alright, landing lights are on. Let's switch on our no smoking sign. Both are on. Nav lights, instruments, courtesy light, dome lights. We don't need all this stuff. Maybe compass lights. Okay, here we go. Manifold pressure was, RPM was 22. Manifold pressure was to 32, I think. Here we go. Brakes are off. Here we go. Tail lifting off. 50 knots. In this case it's miles. 80 miles. Let's go. And gears up. Stream the aircraft. We are climbing at about 1200 feet per minute at the moment. 1000 feet, turn left. Zero 70. Feet. Let's set the manifold pressure to 32. Bring back the props. RPM to 2000.
Santa Monica Tower, Alpha Delta Victor 4904.
And we will climb up to 3000 feet.
SoCal approach Alpha Delta Victor 4904 is type 2 miles southeast of Santa Monica at 2,600 feet. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace. Squawk 621549004. Cleared through the Bravo airspace 4904.
Leveling off at 3000 feet. So we'll switch back to 2200 RPM. Sorry, the manifold pressure. There you go. 2000 RPM. Perfect. Look at the map. So we are at the moment. Perfectly trimmed at about 3000 feet, give or take. RPM 2000 feet, 2000 RPM, and then manifold pressure is at 30. Let me have a look. 28. It's 27, I think. 28 is fine. Cruise at 27 to 29, that's fine. So there's no autopilot in this aircraft, just have to fly manually. I like that the fact that the gauges are all flickering like that. And then you will have to calibrate the directional gyro every now and then with the compass. Let's have a look if it's set up properly.
SoCal approach Alpha Delta Victor 4904, 3,100 feet.
Yep, we're almost. Hang on, let me just. Ace. Yep, that's it. Keeping the landing lights on for now because we're only about 3,000 feet. About 160 miles per hour. What's the temperature at the moment? Okay. All temperature is good. RPM is 2000. Manifold pressure about 27, 28. We'll probably go for runway 26 left. We'll do a left downwind for runway 26 left at Brackett. Airfield is in sight. Start descending. Props to full. Landing lights are on. Turning right to 26. In this case will be 08. Turning left to 360. And going to finals. Runway is clear. Landing gears down. Slow down the aircraft a bit. Finals. Oh, didn't realize I've landed. That was still high. Landing lights off. Ah, stall the engine. RPM was too low. There's one thing to note, you shouldn't put the throttle to idle. Engine will stall. Ah, never mind. At least we arrived safely. So let's make sure that the aircraft is shut down properly for the next flight. So I'm gonna switch off the magnetos, switch back to fuel to off, goes off, switch off the electrics, throttle back to 0, mixture to 0, flaps idle, so I'm in the props idle. That looks like everything is fine. Just switch that off, that's off. Let's crack open the windows a bit for the next flight. And that's it, right? We arrived in Brackett, KPOC. Although we didn't really get to park because the engine stalled on me again. So I put to idle, but that's it, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed the information or the brief about the aircraft. I love the Wing42 B247D. It's an old aircraft, but it has a lot of good features in there. So do check out the description, the link for the aircraft, and also information about my website, Adventure 494. All right, this is Adventure 494 signing off, and I'll see you soon. Take care and bye-bye.